come work for them. Get your foot in the door or whatever. I kid you not, they will tell you just about anything they have to tell you to get you to sign on with them. First big couple will go around pay. I'll tell you, our drivers averaged $75,000 last year. Well, and then you ask, you know, where they're going to start you out a mile, and they say, well, we're going to start you out at 40 cents a mile. All you got to do is the basic math on that. $75,000 a year is about $1,500 a week gross. At 40 cents a mile, 1,000 miles of $400. So 4,000 miles would be $1,600. So you'd have to run 4,000 miles a week or just under, like 3,900. To hit that 75,000 mark. You can generally figure your first couple years trucking, if you make between 40 and 50 a year, you're doing about average, par for the course. Get over 50, you're doing good. They'll tell you, you know, you're going to average 3,000 miles a week. No, you won't. While it can be done, you know, if they put you on some dedicated route, figure running 5 days a week. That's 600 miles a day, every day. Taking that with loading, unloading, dropping, hooking, whatever, sitting, wait time, you're not going to do it. Realistically, 2,400 miles a week. Some weeks up around 2,800 is a realistic expectation. Now, back in the days before electronic logs, oh yeah, 3,000 miles a week wasn't much of a problem. But those days are gone. So take what they're going to pay you a mile. Take a good average, say 2,500. So if they're going to pay you 40 cents a mile, 2,500 a week is $1,000 a week gross. 52,000 a year, not too bad. They'll tell you about other programs like referral programs and bonus programs. Take all those with a grain of salt. If you get them, great. A lot of companies will make them things so hard to get, you got to jump through so many hoops, you'll never see them. Not saying always. My company pays an incentive bonus that's very straightforward, and it's not hard to get. But that's we're the outlier, not the norm. Next big lie they tell you, come on down here to our orientation, we'll put you in a brand new truck. All our equipment's less than 2 years old. Let me just ask you, you're going to take a brand new driver. This Volvo I'm driving right now is about $150,000. Take a brand spanking new driver that hasn't proven himself. You don't know him from Adam. You don't know, what kind of person he is. And you're going to put him in a brand new $150,000 truck. That's not even include the price of the trailer behind you or the freight in the trailer. No. You're going to go to orientation. There'll be this line of trucks over in the corner. Looks like they've been run through a meat grinder. And those are the trucks the freshly orientated new drivers get. They put you in one, granted only usually for a couple, 3 months, just to find out if you're psychotic or not, or if you're going to steal their truck or whatever. Then after that, somebody will quit. You'll get a truck, one of the older, newer trucks, you know, and you'll move up through the system like that. Most companies, the most senior drivers get the new trucks. It's just the way it is. Roll with it. If you work for a good company, even their older trucks will be in good condition. A lot of times they'll give you 4 or 5 trucks out there on the yard. They'll let you pick which one you want. That way, if you're a non-smoker, you can find a truck that, you know, nobody ain't smoked in or whatever, you know. If you're a good employee, that's usually how it works. Don't fall for their line. They're going to put you in brand new equipment. It's just not going to happen. And here's one of the most underhanded ones. It's never happened to me, but I've known people it's happened to. This one will probably get me in a physical altercation with somebody. You'll call up XYZ trucking company because they got an ad in the paper. Local jobs, regional jobs. You just say local, regional, or OTR. You'll call up, talk to the recruiter. The recruiter's, oh yeah. He'll ask you a few questions about your driving record and stuff. You realize you're a viable candidate. So yeah, we got a local job down at this distributor. It's a dedicated, you know, you just run out and back, day cab, pay you X amount of dollars. Go ahead and put in an application. So you put in your application. He calls you back a couple days later. So, oh man, I went through your application. You look A-okay. We got that job for you, you know, but you're gonna have to come out to our headquarters, go to orientation. So where's your headquarters? That's all Sioux Falls, but we'll pay for your transportation, your lodging, and your food. We'll give you some change to boot for coming to orientation, you know, a couple $100. So that sounds good. Well, you load up, you kiss the dog, you kick the kids, and you head out the door, go to orientation. You get there, I don't care where you're trucking. All orientations are very similar. Your first day, they're going to get all your information. They're going to make sure your driver's license is legit, your social security number, and all that. Look, you know, everything checks out on your application. Then they're going to take you to get your physical. Okay, we just had a physical. You didn't have a physical with their doctor, so they're going to take you to get a physical. Then you go through 2 or 3 days of how the company works, blah, blah, blah. You know, how this works, how that works. This is usually where you catch them in about 12 of their lies. Because they figure you're there, you ain't leaving. Figure they got you now. It gets up about the last day, and they start talking about who's going to do what. And some office type comes up, pulls you aside. Rest assured, it probably won't be the guy that hired you. And they'll tell you, yeah, I know we hired you on for that local job down in Lower Mudtown, Alabama. We just found out we lost that contract, or that job isn't available anymore, or whatever, or you don't meet the requirements for that job, or whatever. One of 1,000 reasons. So we we think you're a good driver. We won't give you a job, but the only thing we have available right now is OTR. Well, your first instinct is to tell them, you know, piss off. Just send me back home. Well, then he proceeds to tell you, you can go on back home, but we're not going to pay your way home. And since you haven't finished orientation, so you got to sign that final sheet to finish orientation, well, we're not going to pay you for orientation either. So you walk out the door broke in Sioux Falls, wherever, and you figure out yourself how to get home. Or you can take our OTR job. And they get a lot of drivers that way. Beat me, I grabbed their truck, and the first time I could get by the house, they get the truck back. If a company will do you that way, God knows what they'll do to you. Other thing they do is they'll hire a regional, and they'll say, oh, you got this regional job, you only drive in that region, like Southeast, for example. They'll say south of I-40, east of 65, that's your region, that's all you're going to drive in, you know, or whatever boundaries, they vary. And you'll get a call inevitably one day. Say, driver, we got this load to pick up in Atlanta, and it goes to New York City. And you say, well, I'm a regional driver. I might say, well, we ain't got nobody to haul it. You're all that's available, and you do work for this company, so pull up the bootstrap, driver, let's go. And you still buck with them, and then they promptly threaten to fire you if you don't take it. And then once they get it, and then that'll start happening more and more and more often. Next thing you know, you're an over-the-road driver. Like I said, they'll tell you anything they got to tell you to get your butt in the seat of that truck and get you going on down the highway hauling their freight. They'll promise you money, they'll promise you vacations, they'll promise you new equipment. Promise you home time. You know, if they tell you you're going to be home every weekend, but then they say you're a 48 state carrier, I don't know about your math, but you can't leave out of Atlanta on Monday morning, haul out to California, dick around finding another load, and get back by Friday. Can't be done. Generally go out to the West Coast and back. Time they mess with you and send you point to point 2 or 3 times out there with some other loads, trying to get you in the right place to get a load back to the East Coast, you're a minimum 10-day turnaround. So unless, you know, you're a regional or something like that, local, regional, maybe the company's boundaries, like my company doesn't do a lot of hauling west of the Mississippi, which allows us to get home. You're not going to see the house every weekend. They'll tell you when you sit, you're going to get detention pay. When you break down, you're gonna get breakdown pay. You know, if you get stuck somewhere and have to lay over, you get layover pay, or we'll put you in a hotel. If they give it to you, great. Don't count on it. Always seem to find a way to slither out of that. Keep all that in mind when you're shopping around for a trucking company to go work for. Quickest way to find out is talk to their drivers. Corner one of their drivers somewhere. Go to a truck stop or something, and get on the internet and look at reviews and this, that, and the other. There's different ways to find out the real truth about just about any company out there. I really recommend, and I recommend this to anybody that asks, find you a trucking outfit that's less than 150 trucks. Go to work for them. Stay away from these mega carriers. These big outfits where you're just a number. It's because that's all you are. And if you tell them you're going to quit, they don't care. A lot of times if you quit, they'll try to blackball you on your deck, saying you either quit under a load or you abandoned the truck. That way nobody else will hire you. Give all that good bit of thought. Got any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. If y'all would, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. I know I pretty well suck at this right now, but I'm gonna keep working until I get better at it. One thing you're gonna get out of me, and that's content, because I'm gonna keep shoveling the shit. Y'all have a good day, and I'll catch you on the flip side.